Hi Mehmet, in order to cut down on time so that when we talk we know what my proposal is, I have prepared the spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet is attached and it reflects the number of claimants. It reflects a fee for 3 different components of the case, numbered 1, 2, and 3, which I've actually mixed up a little bit, but anyhow. So 1 is the case for putting together the claims against the insolvent estate. 3 is the investigation that needs to be carried out to see whether there is a group class action to be made. And 2, as I say, they're out of order, is the actual conduct of the class action. But as I will explain later, that takes into account that I am assuming that you will work alongside another firm. And then I have split those cases into 3 as indicated by the black arrows. You will see that there are 4 different columns for fee earners. The first is Law 1, which is your firm. The second is Group Action Edge Technology, which is our company. The third is the admin, which I'm suggesting that we do possibly in Australia, France, England, and Spain, so that we can cover the time zones nicely. And then finally, other, which is the possibility of engaging counsel and getting advice from time to time, or possibly an accountant. It's just other experts who have to give input. So these are for claims against the estate. We will put up our system, which is completely secure. We will recruit the people. They will go online. They'll complete all the information. They'll do all the documentation, the formalities. They'll complete a questionnaire and they'll upload documentation. And we will then merge that information into the claim forms that need to be submitted to the liquidators for these people to be able to claim, and we will manage that process, including chasing it up and making sure that they all comply properly and that the forms are properly submitted. And we might even consider putting in a portal where the executors can ask questions in the event that they need to. You know, we're proposing that we do all the admin. You would obviously be involved, and we would be involved. Ours is really a license fee for Group Action Edge, the £100, but yours is £100 per person for, sorry, £250 per person for advice that you would give along the way for the claims against the estate. This is for the investigation that would have to be carried out. I think it would be sufficient. I think if we had 100,000, including counsel's advice, we should be able to find out exactly what happened. We'll administer that, make sure we put all the evidence together so that we can get counsel's opinion, and then if we need it, and then we either go to funding or we do the case ourselves, either with or without another solicitor. Probably with another solicitor, because if there is a group action, you'll probably have to get a group litigation order, and the court will want to know what the staffing levels are and what your experience is. And so it might be better just to consider working alongside another firm where I will make sure that you are not sidelined at all, obviously. Then in relation to the group action, I've assumed that in respect of each claimant, we'll each do a certain amount of work, and that will then translate into the group action. As I said, it'll be working alongside solicitors, but this is just a fee, and I'm envisaging that we would charge a reward at the end, both in respect of the claims against the insolvent estate and the additional damages that are claimed as a result of the group action, because I can't see that you're going to get everything as a result of your claim against the insolvent estate. And if we can find that, for instance, the auditors are to blame or partially to blame, we can make up the losses there and probably get additional damages as well. So this figure just shows you the numbers. You are law ones for the three different aspects. And it's obviously dependent on the number of claimants. So that's with 100 claimants. This then is if there were 1,500 claimants, and that's taking the three jurisdictions, Turkey as standalone, the rest of the world other than the UK and Turkey, like Egypt, South Africa, Australia, America, and so on. We keep that separate, and then just the UK. And I've suggested that we would get a percentage of the award or the reward that is paid to the solicitors who do the case as the main group action solicitors. You would work alongside them, and I've suggested that we allow them to get their reward in the group action of 26%, taking a total of 33%, which is a third, which is reasonable. I'm suggesting that you get 2/3 of that and we get 1/3. So you would get 5%, we would get 2%. And in relation to the claims against the insolvent estate, we wouldn't need another firm solicitors. So we would split that on the basis of a 30% reward, of which you would get a bigger cut than we would get. So that in a nutshell forms the basis for what I hope can be a fruitful discussion as soon as possible. I agree with you that this is urgent and that we ought to get on with it urgently.